Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to you all. In today's video on research potential series, I will talk about research potential on copper crusher. Okay, so what is a copper crusher? Okay, copper crusher is a method that nearly forgotten, uh, except on ballistic field. Okay, people who are in military, they are still using copper crusher to check the pressure inside the rifle bore. However, uh, uh, since the advancement of piezoelectric sensors and all other sensors, modern sensors, copper crusher is not that popular nowadays. Um, okay, a little bit about copper crusher. Okay, copper crusher. Do you know about Nobel, Alfred Nobel, who is the you are familiar with Nobel Prize winner? Okay, this person, Alfred Nobel, is the creator of dynamite. Is the creator of modern explosive. You are famously known as TNT. Okay, he is the creator of that of this explosive, and then uh, among his other creation is copper crusher to know what is the pressure inside the rifle bore. Okay, this is the rifle bore. You drill a hole inside on the rifle bore and you put the device copper crusher here. Copper crusher here. Okay, when you are firing the rifle, the pressure build up in this rifle will compress the copper instead of this original size become crush. Okay, and become crush. This become this. Okay, and then you take this crush and then you go for the table. Okay, and then you measure what is the pressure. There is a table to determine what is the pressure inside the ball according to the deformation of the crusher itself. Okay, deformation of the crusher, of the copper crusher. They are using copper because copper is easy to crush compared to other material. Okay, this is the technology for copper crusher back in the 18th century, back in the early 19th century. They are using copper crusher. Nowadays, uh, since 1960s, okay, since 1960s, people have found about piezoelectric sensors. When they, of course, sensors they are have many benefit compared to copper crusher because sensors can get information on the spot, and then we don't have to go to the table to see what is the pressure inside the barrel. Instead, the sensor will give the reading. Okay, they have the peak value, they have the sensor, they have all the range, and then it is better to use sensor in all application. Okay, um, for military, when they are measuring the pressure inside the rifle bore, they still use copper crusher. Okay, for many reasons. Okay, so but they also uses piezoelectric sensor for obviously for better reason, for accuracy and everything. Okay, so how about research potential on copper crusher? Okay, now I'm telling about potential of using copper crusher in one application, because this old technology, nowadays people don't use anymore because uh, the advancements of sensors. Okay, but in small portion of technology, sensors cannot be used. Okay, especially in the technology called pressing, explosive pressing, high force pressing, high. Okay, when the sensors are in direct contact with um, the especially when the force is in direct contact. Okay, you see here in only one application that I think it is available. Okay, it is called explosive pressing. Okay, because when you put, okay, when you put some amount of explosion here and you put a sensor, this is a sensor, a modern sensor here, that sensor will damage. That sensor will definitely damage. Okay, the sensor also have peak value. It will not give the reading because it's already exceeding the peak value of that sensor, so it does not give a reading to the sensor. Okay, so alternatively, we have to use an old technology, which is the copper crusher technology. At least we have the direct impact force on the specimen. Okay, so this is a research potential to you. Nobody have done research on pressing, high impact pressing. Actually, the most priority is for explosive pressing. Second priority is for high impact. Okay, tremendously high impact for direct penetration. Okay, because you may not know what is the um, uh, if you put the sensor will damage. Definitely will damage. So usually people put the sensor behind at the bottom of the plate. They have to drill a hole. They have to drill a hole and then put the sensor and then the reading give the sensor. But how about the direct? Direct we cannot get. Okay. The only way is we have to use the this method of copper crusher. We can call it metal crusher. We can call it steel crusher. We can call it any type of name. Okay, as long as the material is not that high strength, has lower yield point, yield strength. Maybe it crusher it. Maybe it become a crush the copper itself. Maybe it is stainless steel. Maybe it is mild steel or aluminium or any material that you can think of that can easily be deformed. Okay, basically when it deform, you just measure its is just measure its deformation. Okay, you know about strength theory. Stress goes to F over A. Okay, and stress also come from this equation, Young modulus times strain. Okay, and then strain is the uh, length minus the original length, then you get the deformation. Okay, this is the length, and then when you deform, you get the original, you get the secondary length, and then you measure. Okay, and then you measure, and then you put in this value, you can directly get the measurement for the rifle. This is the basic principle, because if for the higher mathematics they are in the journal, but basic principle is this. Okay, so immediately you can get, according to this equation that you have learned in mathematics, learned in physics class, learned in static class, you can get immediately the pressure inside, the force on uh, that generated on direct impact. Okay. Okay. Again, this video will help you a lot. Okay. Um, I have collected some journal, and not many people are doing on copper crusher because again, uh, it's an old technology. People have done people nowadays already have piezoelectric sensors. No need to do this copper crusher experiment. However, for direct, it's only for one application that is maybe you can think of many application, but one application I think can think of is for direct impact. For direct impact from explosion can from high impact velocity can for is for direct impact where any sensors can withstand it. This is the piezoelectric sensors. Okay, not many for the whole Sunderland is only 16 result. Okay, it's only 16 result for 5 years and above. Okay, and then if you search for Scopus also, not many result on Scopus. Okay, uh, okay, content for chapter 1. I suggest content for chapter 1 is copper crusher is sensing element crusher we only use for measuring peak pressure in the weapon chamber. Now they are using for weapon chamber. How about for direct impact? Never, nobody has done it before. This is a risk gap. Okay, gas chamber is important parameter improving the ammunition to ensure safety. Electronic pressure measuring device and the instrument. Okay, now they have electronic sensor. So we are not talking about electronic sensor. We are talking about uh, the copper crusher itself and the concept of copper crusher itself. Maybe we can name it as metal crusher. We can name it as any crusher that you want, any name. Okay, dynamic moving pressure, the structure number calculation. Doing this, maybe have gone doing for simulation. Okay, pressure calculation copper chamber based on linear plastic deformation of copper after firing. However, crusher pressure information of high pressure deviates from corresponding value measured by electric sensors due to rate dependence of copper. Now, this is when you compare result with the sensor, it gives so much different. However, this is the only option you have for direct impact. Okay, student who want to do this research on copper crusher, they must consider the deviation from sensor and deviation from the actual reading. Um, this is some problem that you have to encounter okay, when doing this experiment. Okay, higher loading leads to more intensive ASB, adiabatic shear band. Okay, typical engineering materials, and when the batch of ammunition uses measured using internal electronic pressure, EIPG, copper cylinder pressure gauge, also named another name as from copper crusher is copper cylinder pressure gauge. Okay, cover pressure bore signal and everything. Okay, so among the research objective, I can since is I can detect two is most relevant. Study the effect of reaction zone flow diversion in air explored through the variation of inert confinement. Okay, and then this one Nobel diaphragm based on pressure transducer is highly sensitively described. Okay, and then this is among the expected result, meaning that before you are doing your research, you may have some idea what the result you may get. Okay, this is among the result. Okay, improve the measure accuracy using new mathematical model. Okay, indicate erratic behavior for chamber pressure by copper crusher as for standard deviation. Okay, and then this is the variation methodology. Okay, I have list down all previous researchers have done. Okay, they may have done actual test, the short test measurement, closed bomb testing, classical test, Koski boss test. Then this is the method they have used. You may use the same method. You may use improve the same method. Okay, this is the measure pressure chamber measurement. This is the standard they use, the NATO or not NATO. And then again for this field, if you are not using for I suggest you people have done for chamber pressure, you will do research I suggest you do research on explosive bracing or any impact related for direct impact. Okay, and equipment they have used this you can read the list is of interferometry, high verifier, copper crusher, piezoelectric pressure sensors. This is the equation they have used, and this is the model, interior ballistic model, system optimization model, uh, okay, spontaneous aerobatics, okay, properties, insensitive munition properties, loading rate, and material properties. Okay, the experiment they have done thick wall cylinder, material analysis, behavior, comparative analysis, cost benefit, deformation, static deformation, deformation or real time firing, okay, material strength, high strength rate strength. This is the prediction. Okay, they are using the software. Some software they mention about Abacus. Okay, they mention about Abacus. You may use another software like LS Dyna, uh, Autodyne. Okay, the rate still rate dependent information rate of copper. Okay, the system electronic pressure velocity, system automation model, system automation control model, and this is among material they have done. Among the most important thing they have measured, okay, abatic shear band, limited trap fuel, AMFO, cylinder strut, okay, copper cylinder, pressure, instant stimulation, Koski bar test, Johnson Cook, okay, Abacus, and the software they use Abacus. You may use another software. Okay, this is among the list of strength, not many. I just list a few. Okay, you can read it. Okay. Okay, serious student who want to do this kind of research, you can get the full document in PDF version at the link at the description of in this video. Okay, so that's the end of this video. I wish for you the best. Research is not that easy, but it's also not that hard. Just enjoy doing your research. Okay, if you have the proper tool, you have the proper idea to use to do research, you may do it enjoyable time. Okay, so wish you the best. Good luck. Okay, thank you very much.